Now let's start our topic. So we are here to discuss the role of IS auditor in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So before we discuss this further, guys, do you know what is the difference between artificial intelligence and machine learning? Any one of you? Do you know what is an AI? What is an ML? Tell me, guys. What is an AI and what is an ML?
Machine learning is the subset of artificial intelligence.
Okay, subset of artificial intelligence. And what is an artificial intelligence?
Uh,
You are right, ML is a subset of AI, but what is an AI? So basically, guys, AI refers and it focuses on creating a system. As a part of AI, we focus on creating a system or a machine that can perform a task that typically require human intelligence. Correct, guys? As a part of artificial intelligence, what we want to do, guys, we want to create some system, we want to create some machine that can do the task that will typically performed by the human, that is typically performed by the human. Correct? So as a part of artificial intelligence, we want to understand the human languages. Correct? We want to understand and we want to think like a human. So that is what the artificial intelligence is. Correct? Now, when we say machine learning, guys, machine learning is a subset of AI. Why I'm saying subset of AI? Because what machine learning will be doing, guys, this will be using some technique. Machine learning, what it will do, guys, it will be using some techniques, or it would be using some algorithms. Okay, it would be using some techniques or algorithm to allow that your computer, okay, to allow that your computer will learn, okay, learn from the data that you are providing, and based on that he will make some he will make some decision, or he will make some predictions based on your data. Correct? So that is what the machine learning is. Correct? So that is the reason we are calling the machine learning as a subset of AI. Now guys, can you please help me with some example of machine learning? Can you help me with some example of machine learning? For example, best example, guys, you are watching some videos on a YouTube. Based on your video pattern, okay, based on your video pattern, it is giving you some recommendation that after watching this, you should watch this as well. Similarly, on a Netflix, if you are watching some movie, based on that, it is giving you some recommendation. What is this, guys? This is a machine learning. Correct? It is using some techniques or algorithm. So whatever data that you have provided, based on which it is doing their learning, and then it is giving you some recommendation. So this is a machine learning. Correct? Similarly, guys, in an email there is a feature of email spam detections. Correct? So this spam detections feature can also be developed over the period of time with the help of machine learning. Correct? Now, if I talk about artificial intelligence system, guys, so what are the example of artificial intelligence, guys? For example, we were using some robots. Correct, guys? In the industries nowadays, you might have seen that even in the restaurants, we are using some robots. So that is what? That is an AI system. Similarly, guys, in the medical industry, we are using some kind of system so that they can learn the data and then they can give decision about certain diseases. So that is what that is also the example of your AI. Similarly, guys, in a day to day, you might be using an Alexa, and also those are the example of artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is a difference between artificial intelligence and a machine learning. Now, guys, as an auditor, now if I talk about from the auditing perspective, in the auditing also, guys, you might have seen that auditor have started using the RPA tool. Guys, do you know what is an RPA tool? Do you know what is an RPA tool? It is
Yeah,
called a
yeah, robotic process automation tool.
robotic process automation tool. What does it do? Robotic process automation tool, what they do?
Yeah, it does the repetitive tasks automatically, which are not require any human intervention, which is regular.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell me, Shivaji, tell me.
that's it. That's it from my side. Actually, human intervention and to do the regular tasks.
Perfect. Can you give me any example, Shivaji?
Yeah,
Any example?
UA part tool is that example for RPA.
Perfect. From the auditing perspective, how we can use that tool to
Like,
automate some
yeah,
tasks?
for vendor management, contract management, we will do this like approvals and all. It will sign for signing the docs and all.
Perfect. Okay, okay. So, guys, similarly, let me first give you some name of a vendor who are very famous in the RTA. Okay, so for example, guys, there is one company called as an Automation Edge. Okay, Automation Edge technology. So they are very good in the RTA. Okay, so they are providing this particular services. Similarly, guys, there is one company and they are also developing RPA tool. I myself is working on that tool. So that is a Brute. Okay, so as a part of Brute also, we are trying to automate the audit process. Now, let me just give you the example that how we are doing the automations with the help of this tool. So, for example, guys, in the audit, uh, you might have heard about user access review process, guys. Those who are from the IT audit backgrounds, guys, have you heard about user access?
Yes. Yeah.
Correct. So,
Yes.
as a part of user access review, what we are doing, guys, we are comparing our data with the HR data and we are checking whether that employee exists, correct, or
Yes.
not.
Not.
Similarly, we are also checking whatever roles that is being assigned to the employees, whether those roles are current as per the job responsibility or not, correct? So this is
Yes.
what we are doing as a part of user access review. Now, how we can automate this particular task with the help of RPA tool? So in RPA tool, what we are doing, guys, we are preparing certain bot. Okay. So for example, first I would be creating one collector bot. Now, what that collector bot would be doing, guys, that collector bot will extract the data. It will extract the data from the application. Okay. For example, whatever applications user access review I am doing, similarly, it will also connect. It will also collect the data from the HRMS application. Now, after collecting the data, what analyzer bot would be doing, guys? In the analyzer bot, we would be defining a logic. Okay, that based on this logic you need to process a data. So in this analyzer bot I would be defining a logic that you need to compare both the data and after comparison of both the data, suppose if you found any deviation you need to tell me the deviations, and then there would be one reporting bot. That reporting bot would be giving me the count of exception, and we can do a regular scheduling of this bot, that this bot needs to be run on a quarterly basis. Okay, every end of the quarter this bot will be run. So here what I've done, guys, whatever I was doing manually, I have automated that task with the help of RPA tool. With the help of RPA tool, what we have done the automation. So basically nowadays what is happening, AI and ML technique is also being used by the auditor. Why they are doing this? So that they can increase their overall audit efficiency and decrease the audit risk. Why, guys, I am saying that your audit efficiency would be increased? Because in this case there is no human intervention. There is no human intervention, so it will increase your audit efficiency. Similarly, guys, how it will be reducing your audit risk? How it would be reducing your audit risk? Because now since the RPA tool are there, you can perform your analysis on the population rather than on a sample size. Like previously, when you have to do some task manually, obviously you would be performing that task on a sample cases. But since nowadays RPA tools are there in the market, auditor can also perform their analysis on the entire population. And if the analysis is performed on the population, definitely it would result into the decrease of audit risk. Do you know, guys, what is an audit risk? Do you know what is an audit risk? Any one of you?
The risk is that the auditor will not detect a material
This
control
statement, if
weakness.
there are any perfect answer even. Basically, what is an audit risk? Audit risk refers to a risk that auditor will not be able to detect, will not be able to detect any material misstatement, okay? Any material misstatement which were there, okay, in the process or in the area of auditing. So that is called as an audit risk. Audit risk is influenced by inherent risk, control risk, and the detection risk. Okay. So this is what the importance of artificial intelligence, guys. With the help of artificial intelligence, auditor can increase the audit efficiency, decrease the audit risk. Okay. Efficiency can be gained through automated tedious manual process. So basically, as I told you, how it would be resulting into more efficiency, because we are eliminating the manual process, tedious manual processes, and since we are increasing the sample size, we can also reduces the audit risk. Now, in case of artificial intelligence or machine learning, guys, you should know about one terminology, which is called as a NLP. So NLP stand for natural language processing. So basically NLP is nothing but it is the brain of your AI. So AI system, whatever AI system which you would be using, that AI system would be based on some NLP. So it is like a natural language processing based on which your entire AI system works. You can say that it is a knowledge base of AI system. For example, nowadays a lot of people are using the chat GPT. So that chat GPT has also been built on the NLP. So natural language processing, that is called as the brain of AI. So with the help of NLP, only your system would be able to process the request of the users. Okay. So this is about an artificial intelligence and machine learning overview. Any query, any doubt here, guys, that you want to discuss? Anything that you want to discuss in this introduction of AI enabled slide?
Sachin, one question actually.
Please tell
So,
me, Mr.
yeah, are there any tools which specific to like audit
Yeah, yeah, Bhaskar,
AI tools?
we had discussed that this tool is very specific to audit. Okay, for
Okay,
example, root in this. So I have just given you one example. Likewise, what happens? You can automate more than 100 controls. So we have worked on various controls, that how many controls we can automate with the help of root RPA. So here you can see that we can do the automations of controls, and more than 100 controls we have automated. So this is one example, Bhaskar. Similarly, Automation Edge is also another company. Apart from that, I have also seen that all the big fours are working on their proprietary RPA tool. So
okay,
suppose if you would be working in the big four, you will get a chance to see their own proprietary RPA tool which they are building for their own clients. Okay, so that is
okay.
also example of RPA tool basket. Okay, any other query, any other doubt, guys, related to this? Okay, perfect. In case of no query doubt, we can go to the next slide. Now, next slide is related to the role of RPA and AI within our audit life cycle. So, guys, if I tell you in general what is an audit life cycle, how the audit can be divided into the various steps, guys. First is what? First is what, guys?
Planning.
Correct. We are doing a planning. As a part of planning, what we are doing?
Risk assessment.
Perfect. We are doing a risk assessment. We are trying to understand the entity's environment. We are trying to understand the business controls. We are trying to understand the regulatory requirements. So that is what we do as a part of planning. The next step we can say is what? Next step after the planning. Next step, execution. Can I say execution? In the execution phase, what auditor would be doing? In the execution phase, what auditors would be doing in general? Auditor would be collecting the data, correct, guys? He would be analyzing those data. He would be trying to identify the gaps, observations, if there are any. He would try to identify the process improvements, correct? That is what he would be doing as a part of execution. And what is the final step of audit life cycle?
Reporting.
Reporting. Obviously, after the end of the execution, auditor will go to the reporting phase where he would be preparing his draft report. He would be discussing that draft report with the auditee. Okay, he would be giving his final observations. Okay, then that report will go to the audit committee, and this is how your audit would be closed. So this is the normal life cycle of your audit. Now, how this life cycle will get impacted with the help of AI and ML tool. So what kind of what is the role of this artificial intelligence within your normal audit life cycle? This we would be discussing here. Okay. So guys, as a part of your planning phase, what you can do with the help of AI tool, guys. So in our route, we have also built one feature, guys. For example, when you would be doing audits based on the regulatory requirements, you might have seen that there is a circular, correct? Regulator will always issue some circular. He would be issuing some kind of guidelines, correct? Now with the help of RPA tool, what we can do, guys, we can directly upload this circular to the RPA tool. Okay. Now what that tool would be doing, guys, that tool would be reading the entire circular, and after reading the entire circular, he would be giving certain checkpoints that, okay, please perform this task. Okay, so this kind of feature is also there, which will be help you in the audit planning. Yeah, please tell me, Ram Kumar. You have raised your hand, Ram Kumar. Any query?
No, sorry, Sachin. Carry on.
Perfect. Okay, guys. So what I was explaining you, with the help of this RPA tool, what you can do, you can automatically generate your checklist. Similarly, guys, suppose if you will provide your previous audit report in the tool and also some other reports for the purpose of benchmarking, what this tool can do, this tool can compare the performance of organizations with the other competitors or other people who are there in the market. So this is one of the examples, guys, which you can use in the audit planning phase. So you can use those tools in the audit planning phase. Okay, you can generate your checklist and all. Similarly, guys, when you would be there in your analysis step, or when you would be there in your execution phase, at that time also, see, every organizations have their own policies and procedures. As an auditors, what we are doing is we are reading that policies and procedures. Based on that reading, we are identifying, okay, for this company, what is the password. For example, as a part of logical access management, we are checking the password controls. In the password controls, first we are checking the company's SOP, what kind of password parameters they have defined. Then we are comparing those password parameters with the actual configurations evidences, that whether the password parameters are configured as per the policy requirement or not. So basically what this RPA tool can do, guys, in the execution phase, they can also read the company's policies, procedures, the heavy policies, procedures, and based on that, he can give you certain key areas that please look out for these areas. And suppose after the SOPs, if you provide the other evidences, for example, actual configuration evidence, he can do the comparison as well. But in order to do the comparison, what is the one thing? Your audit tools should have a OCR feature. Do you know, guys, what is an OCR? Do you know what is
character reading?
Yeah,
Optimal character recognition.
optical character recognition. So if your RPA tool have a OCR facility, then what he can do, guys, he can read the text from the images, and accordingly he can give you the outcome, or he can give you the comparison. This is also the use of RPA tool. With the help of tool, you can create your own rule engine. So for example, what happens is, you have defined that as a part of this audit, I want to do this many checks, 10 checks I want to do. So for those 10 checks, for example, if you have prepared the RCM, risk controls matrix, so your RPA tool will be understanding your risk control matrix. Based on your RCM, he would be performing those analysis, and then he would be giving you the outcome, that okay, this is what the outcome of your data, correct? So this is also one use. Similarly, guys, this tool can also be used in the sampling. For example, there is a population, there is a population of employee data, okay, and from this employee data, you want to take out some samples of new joinee for the purpose of verification whether the BGV has been done, whether the required approvals were taken or not. So when you would be doing the samplings, maybe you would select some criteria that sample should be there from each the period. It should contain all the departments. It should contains all the designation people, correct? So you will consider those scenario, but RPA can also consider certain risk indicators. For example, in the RPA tool, you have defined your risk indicators, that any employee who have joined during the week, and for example on the Sundays and all, so I want to select those cases as well. So basically in the sampling also, it would help the auditor, because what this RPA tool, they can create their knowledge base, okay. What they can do is, they can create their knowledge base based on the past data, based on the input that you are providing, based on the input that lot of other peoples are providing. So based on that, they can create their own knowledge base. And when you are executing that task with the help of RPA, they can apply that knowledge base. And when that knowledge base would be applied, you would be getting some better outcome. Correct? So for example, if you would be doing a sampling with the help of tool, maybe you will get some better samples in terms of areas where the risk is higher. Correct? Because as a man, when we would be doing it manually, there might be a chances we may not be considering some risk indicators. So that is also a use of RPA tool. It would be helpful for the purpose of automating the audit task. It can do the data sample testing. And one more advantage that we have seen in the execution is what it can perform your analysis on the population, rather than doing on an analysis sample population. This can perform the analysis of the entire population, which will give you a greater assurance in terms of audit risk, as well as we discussed earlier. And this will also help you in the fraudulent data detection or fraudulent transaction detection. Similarly, guys, if we talk about the final stage of audit, that is the reporting phase. So, guys, with the help of this tool, you can also prepare your report automatically. In the VAPT domain, we were already using this since very long, because in a VAPT, for example, we were using NASS tool. What this NASS tool would be doing, guys, it would be scanning the whatever applications which is there in the scope. Based on that scanning, it would identify the vulnerabilities, and it will give you the ready-made report. That report will be including everything: executive summary, the table of content, the findings, the severity, the recommendation, the risk. Everything would be there in your report. Similarly, with the help of RPA tool also, for example, if you will give the RPA tool that this is what the description, okay, of this control, okay. So based on that description, it can prepare your audit report. One more advantage, that as a part of auditor, we are also preparing the executive summary for the consumption of higher management. So for example, if you are using an RPA tool, the detailed observations can be converted into the executive summary with the help of RPA tool. So in the reporting phase also, it would be very, very useful for auditor. Okay. It will help you to prepare the report. It will help you for the visualization of data. Suppose if you want to present the data in some other format to the management, they can also help you in that particular stage. So in a short, what I can say is, guys, that nowadays RPA tools can be useful for auditor in the every stage, whether you are doing the planning of your audit, whether you are doing the execution of your audit, or whether you are doing the report of your audit. This AI tools can be very, very helpful for the auditor, and you should understand what is the use of those AI and RPA tools so that you can increase your audit efficiencies and decrease the audit risk. Okay, so this is all about the RPA and AI tool use in our audit life cycle. In case of any query, any doubt, please let me know. Do you want to discuss anything, any query, any doubt regarding whatever we discussed? Anything that you want to discuss?
Hi Sachin.
Yeah, please tell me, Rohit.
Yeah, I just wanted to understand from you what are the best tools, best RPA tools available.
So there are lot of Rohit. See, I have worked on only two tools. Okay, so Root, I was there in the implementation stage, in the development stage. So this is one tool. Then I have also worked on the automation edge. So this is also another tool which is there. Apart from that, also there are a lot of other tools, Vikram, sorry, Rohit. And like as I told you, each big four have their own RPA, own proprietary tools. Okay. So whether that tool is best or not, that I cannot comment. Basically, in case of this tool, what happens, Vikram, Rohit, it depends how you want to use a tool. For example, in this case, all this RPA tool, you should know that what risk you want to mitigate, because tool, it is not about the tool, it is about the implementation, how best you can implement in your organization. Accordingly, it will work. Okay. Feature wise, nowadays everyone is providing more or less same feature. The main difference would be what, that some tools are compatible with all the applications. For example, because in case of this tool, we also need to check the compatibility, whether it would be uh, compatible with the SAP, whether it would be able to work with the Oracle, whether it would be able to work with my customized ERP, correct? So maybe based on this compatibility, you can choose one. But feature wise, more or less, like all the tools are uh, more or less same.
Sachin, thank you for that. One more thing.
Hmm.
I mean, if one of the tool is best implemented in the system, then in terms of general estimation, how much reliance we can put over onto the tool in terms of whole auditing process.
So basically, suppose if your knowledge base is correct, in this case, what we need to focus, Rohit, that how strong your knowledge base is. Okay. If you have done a regress testing of your knowledge base, if you feel that the criteria which you have decided and which you have given for the purpose of testing, if those criterias are correct, then you can rely on those, outcome. Okay. Otherwise, if you are not fully aware about this, that okay, whether the knowledge base is correct or not, then those outcomes would become unreliable for you. That is the reason, before using those these tools, you should know that whether the knowledge base is correct or not, because now the entire outcome would be there based on that knowledge base. That is the, like in case of AI, there is one a topic which is called as an AI bias, correct? Whether the outcome which is generated from AI tool, whether it is biased or not. In order
Right.
to remove this biasness, what we need to focus, we need to focus on this. Okay, we need to focus on the knowledge base. If knowledge base is correct and all, then maybe we can say that the outcome which is generated is free from the biasness. Okay.
Mhm. Got it, Sachin. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect, guys. Any other query, any other doubt that you want to discuss on this topic, role of RP and AI within the audit life cycle? Okay, guys.